The next category of mountain boots we're going to talk about is what we consider technical mountain boots. And there's quite a range in this spectrum of product. One of our Phantom boots falls in this category, the Phantom Tech. It does have an external gaiter built in, as you can see, but it's a single boot, so there's no removable liner in this one. This boot is going to be quite a bit lighter and quite a bit more technical. So when you're doing alpine climbing or technical ice climbing, or you just really need a lightweight, very nimble boot on your foot, the new Phantom Tech, which is updated for the second half of 2019, this kind of sits at the top end of our technical mountaineering boot category here. Next we have a boot like the Mont Blanc Pro. So this boot, as you can see, has got a suede upper. Suede is a really super durable material, so you're going to get a long lifetime of usage out of this boot with the suede. We've got a combination rand on this boot, so you've got rubber around the toe and the midfoot here, and then you've got PU in the back. The PU is actually a little bit lighter than the rubber, still highly abrasion resistant, but the rubber, where we really take a lot of the abrasion on the boot, we put in the front. It's a little bit heavier than PU, but we want that extra abrasion protection. This is a lightly insulated boot, so it's got a 200-gram insulation package in the Mont Blanc Pro here, and Gore-Tex membrane for waterproof protection. Men's and women's versions are available, as you can see here. These are going to be fully automatic crampon compatible, so we've got welts both at the heel and at the toe, Vibram sole on the outside, so you've got friction as well as a durable compound for traction in the mountains. These boots are going to be spending a lot of time on snow, on rock, in crampons and things like that, so you really need a good durable platform on the bottom and extra protection built into the upper as well. We do use what we call our sock fit construction as well on the Phantom Tech as well as the Mont Blanc Pro. So it's a stretch tongue construction, removes some of the bulk out of the top of the boot and lets it really wrap your foot. These boots by their nature are fairly stiff and supportive in the upper because you need that protection and that support, but the sock fit construction actually makes the way it wraps over the top of your foot a little bit more comfortable and a little bit closer to the foot. So you get a little bit more of a sort of technically precise fit with our sock fit construction. In the collar of this boot, we've actually put in a little bit of TPU here that gets laminated to the upper, so it gives you a little bit more lateral support around the ankle cuff, and then a little mini gaiter built in around the top to keep snow or scree or rock debris from getting into the boot. So that's the Mont Blanc Pro. Next we get into the Ribelle Tech. This is one of the lightest, most technical boots that we make. This was actually sort of a dream project of the late Uli Steck, who helped us work on this boot. This boot is incredibly lightweight. It feels more like a lightweight hiking boot in your hand than it does a mountain boot. You can see it's got this sock type construction, so we've taken the sock fit construction sort of to the extreme here, and there actually is a sock inside the boot, so you pull it on just like a sock. You really get that really nice precise fit, wraps around the ankle. It's a little bit less ankle support like you would have in, like, say, a Mont Blanc Pro up here, because it's a little bit softer, but it does allow you to have much more ankle articulation. And for someone doing kind of really fast and light objectives in the mountains, this type of construction actually makes a lot of sense because it's just super nimble and agile. Of course, we do still use a Vibram outsole on the bottom. It's a very supportive polyurethane, lightweight polyurethane midsole, and this is a semi-automatic crampon compatibility, so you've got the insert in the back, but not at the front. So, and then a protective cover over the laces here to keep them from freezing up and keeping snow and ice out of the lace area in the front. So that's the Rabelais Tech. As we get down into this side of the technical mountain boot collection, we get into one of our more classic boots called the Charmoz. So this is also an all synthetic upper, so fabric and synthetic materials here in the upper. You can see obviously rubber rand wrapping all the way around for extra protection. The synthetic material is nice because it tends to absorb less moisture, so it's going to stay lighter weight, and just over time it's going to not absorb moisture like sometimes suede can. If you're out, natural leather, if you're out in the mountains for a long time or a really long day, the leather can sometimes wet out a little bit. Certainly we do use waterproof suede leathers, but when lightweight is really more important to you than extra durability, something like the Charmoz with an all-synthetic upper might be the right choice. Multi-density midsole here of polyurethane and EVA gives you lightweight support and cushioning underneath if you're carrying a heavy pack or for long days in the mountains. Vibram outsole on the bottom, and then a nice quick lacing system here to allow this to really cinch up It's actually got a locking D-ring here as well, so you can lace it up in a zone configuration where it's tighter here on the forefoot, but maybe you want it a little bit looser up around the cuff for extra articulation there. So the Charmoz comes in both men's and women's versions here. At the lighter end of the technical mountain boot spectrum, we have the Zodiac Tech. This is actually a bit of a hybrid between some of the features you would find in a typical approach shoe or a light technical mountain boot. You can see here it does come up over the ankle. So you've got a little bit of a gaiter kind of built in here again to keep scree or rocks or things out of the top. But when you look at it this way, it looks more like sort of a burly approach shoe. Laces to the toe. You've got a rubber toe rand protection around about 2/3 of the boot here. The bottom actually has a much more substantial sole than you would normally find on an approach shoe. So you've got extra support and protection underneath, as well as a little bit more aggressive outsole than you would normally find on an approach shoe. So it's a mountain boot type of outsole and platform with a little bit more of a lightweight, flexible upper in it. So again, lace to the toe, you're going to get a really nice precise fit there. It does have our sock fit construction in the tongue as well, so you get a really nice fit over the top of the foot. But if you're going to be climbing, spending a lot of time on alpine rock or things like that, technical faces, but you need the ability to also put a crampon on from time to time, you can find that in the Zodiac Tech, which is a really lightweight package that really is kind of a hybrid between a mountain boot and an approach shoe. It's available in a men's version and a women's version as well. So this boot is actually almost a hybrid between a high top approach shoe and a light mountain boot. So a lot of guides really like this boot. It's super lightweight, it's very precise. It laces down closer to the toe like you would find in your typical approach shoe, but it's stiffer underfoot and got a little bit more aggressive outsole and more durability in this outsole rubber compound, but yet you can still do technical alpine climbing. You can put a crampon on it. It's got the insert in the heel, so semi-automatic crampon will go on this boot. But if you're going to spend a lot of time on rock, in addition to needing to put crampons on from time to time, the Ribelle Tech might be the boot for you.
Thanks for watching. I'm Allison, the founder of WeighMyRack, and I am so stoked to let you know that we just added mountaineering boots to WeighMyRack. This has been a long time coming, and it means that you can now compare every single mountaineering boot that you saw in this video to literally every single mountaineering boot on the market. There'll be a link in the description, and if you have any questions along the way, write them in the comments and we'll work to get you some answers.